What's up, everyone? Back for another beer review, and today I'll be reviewing a beer from the Segundo Brewing Company, and they're out of Segundo, California, and this is their Steve Austin's Broken Skull IPA. What? This is an American IPA. What? That comes in at 6.7% alcohol by volume. What? 67 IBUs. What? And at the time of review, what? This can is approximately 3 weeks old. What? All right, I'm gonna stop with the what chance. Here's the thing. I can't do a good Stone Cold Steve Austin impression, so thought I'd go with the what chance, although I hate them now. And I've pretty much always hated them. I think a lot of people out there have the same opinion. Now, if you are a new subscriber to the channel, then you might not know that I am a huge pro wrestling fan. I've enjoyed pro wrestling since I was pretty much about 5 years old. Now, the height of, I guess, my fandom, so to speak, was in the late 90s during the Monday Night Wars. I pretty much started getting really into it like 95, 96, right around WCW Monday Night Nitro kicking off, and with the whole NWO creation, and then the so-called Attitude Era of the WWF at the time, now WWE. And I think, like most people, I was a Stone Cold Steve Austin fan. And today is March 16th of 2020, so it's 316 day, and Austin basically started his whole run with the whole Austin 316 promo, and I thought it was a perfect day to review this beer. So I've heard a lot of good things about this beer going back 3-4 years ago. I've always wanted to try it, and now I get the chance to do so because apparently Segundo, this beer specifically, now gets distribution in the West New York area. In fact, I think this beer is in like 20 different states now, and it showed up quite fresh, about 2 weeks old when I picked it up. It's 3 weeks old as I'm reviewing it. Now on the side here it says Broken Skull India Pale Ale, a badass 6.7% IPA designed by Steve Austin and Segundo Brewing Company for the working man and woman. It features Citra, Cascade, and Chinook hops to deliver big flavor with an easy finish. Now stop reading and start enjoying this awesome beer. Cheers. Now the reason why I think this is showing up in a lot of places, they are contract brewing this one. It says brewed and canned for Segundo Brewing Company by New Realm Brewing Company in Virginia Beach, Virginia. So hopefully this still tastes just like the ones they brew at the brewery itself. So yeah, anyway, let's crack this one open, get it into a can, and see how it is, right? Oh yeah. So this is going to be, I think, like an older school American IPA, honestly. Like, I shouldn't say older school, but like, one from 2014, 15, as opposed to something that is, brand new. This is not going to be a hazy, as you can see. Now, with this one specifically that I know, Steve Austin was a huge fan of Sierra Nevada's Torpedo IPA, which is kind of the reason he ended up brewing this one. And I reviewed that one recently, I think last week sometime, or maybe the week before. And, that's a classic American IPA, and that was like his favorite. So at the end of the day, I think they're trying to mimic kind of that beer somewhat, because that's what Steve Austin enjoys. And yeah, so this is pretty filtered, but there's a lot of fine particulate everywhere. Like I can see through it and whatnot, but there's very fine particulate everywhere. It has about a finger of this bright white, fluffy looking head. It has like a, this looks more like straw golden color. Like this almost kind of sans the head now. This looks kind of like a, I don't know, kind of like a Pilsner or something, but it definitely very unfiltered, because there's, it looks filtered, but like when you look closer, just a lot of sediment in there. So let's get a nose. Yeah, it smells all right. It kind of smells like Torpedo, but it's not as heavy on like the pine resin. It has like a white grapefruit, white peach, like there's a little bit of stone fruit, a little bit of citrus, orange, a slight floral character. I do have a little bit of a head cold / allergies. I've been doing beer reviews now for about a week, and it's been fine. I've been able to smell stuff. This one, a little bit subdued. It could be the beer, could be my nose, so to speak, but I don't think so. I think it's the beer. Yeah, I'm not gonna say or bullshit you. There's only a couple characters. It smells fine. It doesn't smell anything amazing, but it smells pretty solid. So let's get into it. Cheers, everyone. Yeah, that's nice. It's a nice beer. Super drinkable at 6.7%. I really like the aftertaste. So the body on this one, medium, lower side of medium body. A little bit, I'd say straight up medium body. Let me take that back. Medium body, appropriate for 6.7%. The mouthfeel, crisp, has like a nice effervescent, spritzy carbonation. It's relatively smooth on the palate though. It goes down really easy. Like the carbonation, even though it's, there, it doesn't step in the way. Body and mouthfeel are nice. The taste kind of follows the nose, but a little bit more intense, which is usually the opposite way around. Usually I'm like, oh, the nose is amazing. I get the taste. I'm like, eh. So right up front, a lot of citrus character. Oranges, like sweeter oranges right at the forefront. That white grapefruit kind of hits like mid-palate and has like a pithy, zesty, bitter and kind of grapefruit quality. Like I said, white peach is in there. So not a super sweet peach, just like an underripened white peach. So white peach, orange, grapefruit, a mixture of, say, juicy, sweeter flavors and zesty, pithy flavors. And then mid-palate to the back of the palate, that's where the bitterness kind of keeps in. This one has a moderate bitterness to me on my palate. Also has a nice floral, almost slightly herbaceous kind of tone on the back end. So it's really balanced from that perspective. Up front, you're getting all the fruit characters, a little bit sweeter. On the back end, has that moderate bitterness. Semi-dry finish. Soup, on this can here, they said it makes for a big flavor with an easy finish. I wouldn't say big flavor for me, but definitely an easy finish and easy drinking beer. As you can see, I'm taking this down quite easily. Yeah, really well made. Even though this is the contract brewed version, it's still pretty good. I'm gonna crush that can and have a lot of fun doing so. Maybe I'll watch some old school Stone Cold promos and matches and drink the rest of this. I don't know, but yeah, I mean, listen, is this a gimmick? Not really, because Stone Cold actually does like craft beer, and he worked with them to develop this one because he wants something he wanted to drink himself. So as an everyday IPA, if you wanted to have this every single day, a can or two, just something like after work or in the evening or whatever, yeah, you could drink this every day. It's not going to overwhelm your palate. There's good flavors here. And yeah, there's not much more to say about it. 6.7%, like I said, hides the alcohol relatively well. Slight warming in the chest, but not much past that. So I would probably guess 6.5%. So I think it drinks appropriate for the ABV. I think the body and mouthfeel are also appropriate, and the taste is pretty nice. So yeah, even though it's some people might look at this beer as like a gimmick or whatever, I think it's a really well made beer, and I enjoy it. And I'm glad I finally got a chance to try this one. So Steve Austin's Broken Skull IPA from El Segundo Brewing Company. I'm going to give that a low 4 out of 5. And go 3.95 out of 5. Doesn't quite hit the 4 level for me, but it's close. And I see the influences of Torpedo in this one, especially with the citrus. The one thing I'm not getting here is really pine. There's really no pine on my palate. And not really pine. On the back end, it's more of like a floral, earthy, herbaceous kind of bearing component. It's not that pine resin that you get in a lot of West Coast IPAs, even though this is probably technically a West Coast IPA. It's slightly different in what it's bringing to the table. So yeah, really good beer for what it is. I think it's damn fun. And yeah, anyway, price and availability. Availability, like I said, looked at their website, and like I said, I showed up here and I was like, what the hell? I saw my buddy Dan, if you're the channel, good friend of mine, he maybe drank this one a couple months ago. And I was like, oh, okay, it's in Rochester. And then all of a sudden it was here a month and a half later. And they're contract brewing it, so at some point you'll probably see this in your area. I mean, they definitely get big distribution now, and I think, like I said, they're in at least 20 states or around 20 states. So if you see this one, definitely give it a go if you're a fan of older school American IPAs, West Coast IPAs. Price point, I think this was $14.99 a 4-pack. Now, listen, I pay $20 a 4-pack, sometimes $24 a 4-pack for some of the crazy shit that I drink. Do I think this is appropriately valued? To some degree, but not really. For what I'm drinking and whatnot here, I would like to see this in the $14 range instead of $15, $16. I'd see it $12 to $14 range. I don't think it's bad value at $15 a 4-pack, but I don't think this should be $3.75 a can, more or less. This should be about $3.50 a can, $3.25 a can. That'd be my personal preference, to see this knocked down a little bit, like a buck or two. But as is, I don't think the price or the value and the price is too bad. I think it's okay. But yeah, I mean, for what it is and the chance to try it, I paid, I think it was just under $4 for that can, so I'm okay with paying that to try it. Yeah, not much more to say about it. So if you've had this one before, and I know a lot of people out there probably have, let me know what you think about it. I think it's a fun little beer, and yeah, done. We're done. Appreciate everybody stopping by. Damn good beer, and that's the bottom line, because Stone Cold said so, or in this case, the Beer Patrol said so. I'm out of here. Cheers.